Good morning and welcome to a new episode of Vlogmas. My name is Sarah and I am coming to you from Columbus, Ohio, where I live with my partner Troy and our cats Alex, Moo, and Elsie. And I also have cat ears today. This channel is where I share all about my crafty projects. It's mostly knitting, but I have some spinning and we'll have some quilting mixed in this Vlogmas as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Yes, you can see I am wearing cat ears today. It's about 8 a.m. I should say, getting ready to head into work soon. And today we are having a festive dress up holiday day. So I am wearing my, it's very on the nose, it says festive pullover. I'm just wearing it over a red dress and I have my fun holiday cat ears. So cozy, but also festive. That's the vibe today. It is Thursday, if I didn't already say that. And this vlog is gonna cover today through Saturday. And I have some fun stuff going on. So let's talk Adventy things and then I'll fill you in on the plan for the rest of the day. So I did my spinning this morning and here it is. I finished the first braid. So I have an Advent kind of spinning project. I have 3 braids of fiber and I'm trying to spin a little bit each day and have them finished to cast on my hand spun yarn on Christmas Day as an Andrea Mowry jaunty shawl. So I finished the first braid, which I love this one. Again, these are all from Oink Pigments. This was a limited edition colorway, but it's very festive, kind of looks like a peppermint or a candy cane. So yeah, love how this one turned out, really enjoyed spinning it and excited to start a new color tomorrow. I opened my Scrappy Advent that I exchanged with my friend Jess, and another really good one today. Here's day 4. She knows I love the pinks and purples, so loving it so far. She did include a little paper telling me what this was. This is Farmer's Daughter. It is 80% BFL, 20% nylon, which it feels really nice. The color is Queen Anne's Lace. So, love it. All right, I worked on my Advent socks, the ones that you guys are helping me pick the colors for. Thank you so much to everyone that's been voting in the poll. And if you would like to vote in the poll, basically what I'm doing is I picked a bunch of different Christmassy scrap colors of sock yarn from my stash and I assigned a number to each one. And then every day I'm using like a random number generator to pick 3 different options. So like, for example, today for day 4, well, these will be voting on the color for day 5, the voting will be today. These are the next 3 colors that we're going to be voting on. And I've been posting a photo to my Instagram stories with a poll and you all can vote on what the next color will be. So if you haven't been voting yet, but you'd like to, make sure you're following me on Instagram. You can find that linked in the description box below, but it's also Sarah_Seams. That's where you can find me. So anyway, I added the day 4 color, which the winning color for day 4 for this morning was this really pretty dark green. Sorry, I feel like my brain isn't quite working yet this morning. Okay, but I did add that in and it's really gorgeous. Here's what we have. I'm so obsessed with these. They're making me so happy. So I'm doing 2 rows of solid color, 1 row of this flea stitch with the white, and then 2 more rows of solid color. And I do have both of them updated. I think they're looking so cute. You guys are picking fabulous colors so far. I'm really thrilled with these. All right, so I need to get today's poll posted up there. I am also doing Sarah Shira's Gnome Advent knitting. It's my first time doing that. It's Nandad's Adventure is the theme this year. And we had a bigger knitting clue yesterday. Today is another story clue, but I was actually able to finish yesterday's clue while I was editing my first vlog last night. So here is the second clue. I'm guessing this is the hat, and it had this mosaic knitting section where we used slip stitches to create this kind of color work effect. I think it's looking really cute. My contrast is not the best. It could have been better, but I think this color is bright enough that you kind of still can see it. It's pretty fun and enjoyable so far. It's just a small, quick project. So I would guess maybe tomorrow we'll be finishing the hat, if that's what this is. I did also order the mini skis. I know I talked about that in my kickoff video, but the pattern calls for an optional accessory this year, which are miniature skis. and I was able to order those, and I think they're getting delivered today. So hopefully I'll be able to show you those today or tomorrow, and they're so cute. I'm really glad that I added those on. And last but not least, I am using my Fiber Fox Advent, which I'll show you the day 4 color. This is a faded Advent. It's really beautiful. The theme is like cottagecore this year, and it's all kind of like wildflower colors. And I am knitting the Wildflower Pullover by Andrea Gaughan using this Advent, which is an all over colorwork fingering weight sweater. So I'm working on it every day. I'm already behind again, but it's a lot of knitting. So let me show you what I did last night, and then I'll show you today's color. All right, so here's where I'm at. It does seem like it's coming along pretty quickly though, all things considered. So last night I added 3 rows in the day 3 color. So you can see that here, that's just starting the new motif. And it's gonna be a very gradual fade from yellow to green. But then day 4 color is this one. So definitely getting a little bit more green. So hopefully I will be able to catch up on that probably this weekend, because we're gonna be busy tonight. So yeah, let me tell you about the rest of my day. I'm gonna be going to work, busy day, getting off work, and then Troy and I are going to a fun festive thing tonight. His work is paying for us to go to something called Cocktails at the Conservatory, as part of their like young professionals club or event or whatever. So it's at the Franklin Park Conservatory here, which is a beautiful, you know, garden, plants, gorgeous outdoor park, indoor conservatory. I'm incapable of describing a conservatory this morning, apparently. You know what that is. But they do these cocktails at the conservatory events where you get to taste cocktails from different local bars. There's like a cash bar, there's food trucks and food vendors, and you get after hours access to the conservatory grounds where they have like a big light display and inside the conservatory. So that will be super fun. I'm really excited about that. I think that's at like 6:15 or 6:30. And then I'll be coming home and probably trying to catch up on this guy. So that's the plan for today. This will probably be my only check-in today, but I'll definitely get some footage from the event tonight. And yeah, I will check back in with you again tomorrow morning. Well, let's get going. Hello and happy Friday. It is December 5th and I just got home from work. It is about 4:30 p.m. And yeah, today's been a bit of a whirlwind. I didn't have time to film this morning. I let myself sleep in a little bit more this morning, which was nice. Definitely needed it. I'm wearing my Christmas pajamas. As you can see, we wore our festive pajamas to work today. So I got to wear my satin PJs to the office, which is always kind of fun. And yeah, last night we went to the Cocktails at the Conservatory event. Hopefully you saw all the fun lights footage from that. It was super fun. I was surprised at how boozy it was. Like, I wasn't really planning on drinking that much, and I didn't, but there were 4 different local distilleries there with tables, and they each had little cocktail samples. And I mean, they were only like this big, but they were so strong. Like, I definitely got a little tipsy last night, which I wasn't expecting to, and I needed to sleep in this morning. So yeah, I was a little bit on the struggle bus this morning, but I am feeling much better now. Excited to just settle in tonight, get some knitting done, and relax after a busy week. I may be talking to my friend Jess on a Zoom call later tonight. And then yeah, tomorrow should be a fairly relaxed day as well, but I'll talk more about that in the morning. So I just wanted to quickly hop on and talk Advent-y things, and then we're gonna have a chill evening. So I haven't done my spinning yet for today, but I get to start the second braid today. So I wanted to show you that. Here is the little nest I'll be spinning up this afternoon. And again, this is from Oink Pigment. This is their Superwash Targhee Fluff Base, so it's 100% Superwash Targhee. And the color was also a limited edition. I opened my mystery Advent swap from Jess, and we had a very fun color today. Super bright purple, which I think she actually might have used in this stripes in this little sweater ornament she knit me right here. And she sent me a note saying what it was. So this is from Scranton Stitcher. It's called Groovy Kind of Love. It's an 80-20 blend. And she also included these cute little point protectors in the bag. She's been including all these really sweet gifts in mine, and I didn't do that. Hopefully if we do it again next year, I can redeem myself. But yeah, that was really sweet. I am gifting myself a pair of socks today, and these are one of my favorites I knit this year. This was the Colorwork Cuff Club design from Summer Lee's Cuff Club. This was the February design, so it was this really cute heart Fair Isle, and I knew I wanted to use this neon tweed that I had, so I pulled my Colorwork colors kind of from the tweed, and I just love how these turned out. I think they're so fun, so I'll definitely be throwing those on and wearing them tonight. Speaking of socks, I did this morning add my day 5 stripe onto my stripey Advent socks, where you all are voting on the colors that I'm using. And we had a fun bright color today, the green. You really can't see the white color work. I did do it, but you really can't see it, but that's okay. It's still really, really cute. I did get both of those done, and I'm loving how happy and festive they are so far. I have a feeling that there's gonna be some more pink in the next stripe. And the gnome, there was no knitting update today. There was a cookie recipe, which I'm kind of tempted to try actually. I'll let you know if I do. But I did have a little gnome update. I ordered the miniature skis from one of the partners for the knit along, and they came last night. They're so cute. Look how cute they are. They're so tiny. So all of the partners kind of had different designs for these. I think they all kind of sourced their own, and a lot of them were sold out already, but luckily I was able to find these really cute ones. I thought they were so sweet with the little snowflakes. They have a little hole in them, which I'm assuming is where you attach it to the gnome, and then this set had the little ski poles as well. So I just thought those were really cute, so I wanted to show you. Excited to hopefully have more knitting for that tomorrow. And then last but not least, I did do a little bit of knitting on the wildflower pullover last night, not a ton. So my goal for tonight and probably a lot of tomorrow is to get caught up on this and maybe even get a little ahead. I don't know. I'm trying to just stay caught up, but here's where I'm at. So as a reminder, this was the day 4 color. I think I did 2 or 3 rows of day 4. So you can see it's definitely starting to fade from yellow to green, but I've got several more rows to do for day 4. And then I did open day 5. So this was day 4. This is day 5. So you can see it's getting a little bit darker, a little bit more blue. So yes, I have quite a bit of knitting to do on that. I have figured out that each round takes me about 20 minutes. So in an ideal world, if I was caught up, I would be putting 2 hours a day on it, which it's just not gonna be possible all the time. But then I'll have days like tomorrow where I can probably put more than 2 hours on it. So hopefully it'll all even out. I'm totally obsessed with how it's knitting up. I'm loving it. What else? Do I have anything else fun? I don't think so. I'm hoping this weekend, probably tomorrow, that I can at least start getting some of my Quiltmas stuff like prepped, maybe get a couple blocks cut out. I may also do one of my little one-off projects like my sock garland or something like that. So yeah, we'll see what I get up to tomorrow. I may also just be tired and want to sit around and knit all day, so we'll see. But yeah, I will check back in with you all tomorrow morning and we can chat about the rest of the weekend then. Good afternoon. It is Saturday. I had to think about that. Saturday, December 6th, and I am checking in for Vlogmas. It is 3:30, so it is fully the afternoon, but I've had such a nice, relaxing day. I've done a lot of crafting today. I got a great night of sleep last night, like 9 hours, which I really needed. I think part of the reason I was struggling this week was I was probably only getting like 5 to 6 hours of sleep every night. Not exactly sure why. Once this time change happens, I always tend to get up closer to like 5 or 6 a.m., which is not ideal, but yeah, I was really kind of struggling with that this week. So I feel way better today, super refreshed. I've had a shower, I'm feeling great, and I've had such a relaxing day. So I thought I would hop on, show you my Advent-y things, and then chat about what's going to be in the rest of the video. So I've done all the Advent things today. Excuse me, I started with my spin, so here is that. This color is really, really pretty. It's definitely a lot woolier than the last braid, which was a superwash merino cashmere blend. That was kind of crazy to spin. It was a fun, quick spin, but it was a very slippery fiber. This one is, I think this one is 100% superwash Targhee, and it's been really enjoyable to spin as well, but definitely a lot woolier. It feels like it's taking a little bit longer to spin, but I'm loving the colors, so that's been fun. I also knit my Advent sock stripes this morning. So we finally got to add that bright pink that's been an option for a few days now. So here is where we're at. I do wish you could see the white contrast here a little bit more, but I think it's okay. I mean, if you look really closely, you can see it, but I still like that bright pop of color in there. So I did get both of those done. And then today you all are voting on these 3 colors. So right now the burgundy is winning, but we'll see how it shakes out. I knit on the gnome today. There was a knitting clue for the gnome today, and we finished the little hat. So here it is. Oh, it's so cute. Again, I think my color contrast could have been stronger for this mosaic portion, but I still think it's super cute. We did basically from here up today, so we had all the decreases, and then at the top there's 3 little baby I cords with these little knots, so that's super cute. So I'm not sure if it'll be like folded over like this or standing up. At this point in the pattern, we are supposed to weave in the ends and block it, so I have woven in the ends. And I wanted to show you before I blocked it, but I am gonna block that now. This has been really fun so far. I'm super enjoying it. I know I showed you the little skis yesterday. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. If the pattern follows, I would guess tomorrow will be a story day or like a recipe day, but you never know. We've got to start the rest of the gnome at some point. I also worked a little bit on my wildflower sweater this morning. So I finished up the day 5 color this morning. So here's where we're at. So you can really see it fading from yellow into green now. And I still need to add in today's color, day 6, which is this very solidly green, and we're maybe starting to even lean a little bit towards blue now. So that's gonna be the next color. And I am planning to work on this more today and hopefully get all 6 rows of that color added in today as well. I'm using the little Christmas tree stoppers that just gave me in our Scrappy Advent yesterday. And speaking of which, I opened the Scrappy Advent for today and we had this really fun color. There was a note saying she thinks it's some old Knit Picks Stroll, which I would agree, that's kind of what it feels like to me, but super pretty color. So that's all the Advent-y stuff I've done so far today. Do you want to know what I'm wearing? It's my first ever hand-spun sweater. It's off the blocking mats. Let me pop back here so you can see it. So I talked about this in my most recent podcast, but this is the Hiesu by Vera Valimaki. I made this yarn. Crazy, I made this yarn, and I made this with 4 braids of fiber that my friend Jess had brought me from a trip upstate New York to Cece's Wool. It was 4 braids of mostly Shanico. They all had this kind of cream as a base, and then there was some that had purple tweed or yellow and red and green or black or pink. So they spun up into this really pretty kind of neutral. I mean, from afar, it reads as like cream or pink. It definitely has a lot of that like purple running through it. But yeah, obviously the base is cream. So I think it turned out really nice. I modified the pattern to have long sleeves and a split hem. I also modified it to kind of, on the first version I made, the front hem sits a lot higher than the back hem. On this one, it is quite a bit better. It's still not perfect, but I basically made the front yoke a little bit longer and the back yoke a little bit shorter to kind of like correct how it sits, and I do think that it helped. I love the long sleeves. I could see myself knitting another one of these for sure. I did Italian sewn bind offs on all the edges, which is a new skill I finally unlocked after years of being frustrated by it. But yeah, I am loving it. It's so incredibly soft. It's kind of like wearing, like, it's so light and soft. It's like not wearing anything, but it's incredibly warm. I did get a lot of color pooling on this. Oh my gosh, I'm like struggling to speak today. On the sleeves, especially on this one, you can see there's those big chunky stripes, but I don't mind it too much. So yeah, my first hand spun sweater, so exciting, so happy to have this in the rotation. I do think it'll probably be more of a home sweater just because the color is like the pooling, it got a little crazy, but it's so soft and cozy. I can see myself wearing this like constantly. So thank you again, Jess, for the fiber, and I love this sweater so much. I did also do a little bit of sewing today, so you would have seen some footage of that. Last year for Christmas, and I think I talked about this in Vlogmas last year, for my coworkers, I made them each a bowl cozy, and I gifted them like a soup mix. And this year, one of my coworkers that I made that for last year asked if I would make her some more bowl cozies to give to her family members because her husband like loves that one so much and uses it all the time. So she wanted a couple more for him, and then they wanted a couple to give as gifts. And I was like so happy to do that for her. She's, you know, kind of done some favors like that for me. She's an amazing baker, so she's like baked things for us for work before, and I know that takes so much time, so I was super happy to make these for her. She asked for shades of blue and green, so I did make 4 bowl cozies for her, just using fabrics that I had already in stash. Definitely tried to use ones that were 100% cotton or linen. So I had this pretty solid green. I had this fun vintage green striped fabric, a solid blue, and then this pretty linen cotton blend that has these little woven in X's in it. So yeah, I hope that she likes these. You know, they're not like the prettiest things in the world. There's some puckering. They could be nicer, I suppose, but they're so handy. There's lots of free patterns for these online, but basically you can either put your bowl in it to heat it up in the microwave, or you can just, if you are putting like hot soup or food in a bowl, you can put this around it just so that you can hold it and it doesn't burn your hands. So they're super nice. I think everyone I've ever given these to as gifts has like loved them. So if you're looking for a quick gift to sew up, I made all 4 of these in like under 2 hours. So they're pretty quick, but yeah, that's what I've been up to today. I think now I am gonna actually pop out and run a little Christmas errand. There is a local spice shop called Pinsy's. I think they're maybe based out of Wisconsin actually, but we have one here and it's amazing. They have like every spice you could ever want. It's a funny place. Just like, I don't know, the marketing is kind of outlandish, but I think we'll have some great gifting stuff. So I'm hoping to go check that out. And what I want to find there actually is some ground anise so that I can try and make the cookie pattern or recipe that came with the gnome yesterday or 2 days ago. It was the little, I think they're called pfeffernuss, but it's like pepper nuts. They're like tiny spiced cookies. And I kind of love the idea of maybe giving those as gifts. Like they suggested making a bunch of them and giving them as gifts in like little mason jars. So I kind of love that idea. So I might see if they have some ground anise so I can try making those. So that's the plan. And then later tonight, we are going over to our friends to watch the Big Ten championship game. So Ohio State college football. Ohio State is in the Big Ten championship game playing Indiana. And we are OSU fans, not like crazy fans, but you know, casual fans having grown up here. And our friend, her husband went to Indiana, so it's a little bit of a rivalry throwdown situation. So they're having us over, a bunch of people, for pizza, and we'll be hanging out and watching the game. And my plan is to take my wildflower pullover and work on that during the game. I figured out it takes me about 2 hours to knit my 6 rows on that. So the game will be at least 3.5 hours. So even if I'm chatting and we're taking breaks and hanging out, I think hopefully that'll be enough time to finish that up. So that is the plan for today. This is going to be my last check-in for the video. So this video is going to cover days 4 through 6. And yeah, I will bring you along for the rest of the day. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. You know, Vlogmas definitely brings new faces to the channel, so if you're enjoying it, please hit that subscribe button. So happy to have you all here. And I think I definitely want to share a list of all the Vlogmases that I'm watching on one of the future episodes, because I'm watching so many. I've been binging today, catching up on all of them, and I found some new ones that I definitely want to shout out. So yes, anyways, vlogging out for today, and I will be back on the next episode, which will be coming out on the 9th or 10th. And anyway, till then, I hope you have a wonderful couple of days, and I will see you on the next one.